Hi, hope you're all doing well. So today I thought I would go through some products that disappointed me a little bit and I kind of wish that I didn't buy. I know that different products work differently for different people, you know, different skin type, that kind of stuff. But these particular products just didn't work out for me. I have other items from these brands that I really like, it's just these items in particular didn't work out for me and I kind of wish I didn't buy them, pretty much. I'm going to start with foundations. So this one I did a review on recently and it's the Ordinary Coverage Foundation. I actually haven't used it since that review and I just wasn't that impressed by it. I'll link the video down below if you want to see like an in-depth review of it, but yeah, I just wasn't that impressed by it. It definitely wasn't like full coverage, it was more of a medium coverage. It was really sticky, I felt like it never set down and it wiped off my face really easily. Overall, I just wasn't a fan. I haven't used it since that review and to be honest, I'll probably give it away to a friend or something like that. I have another foundation. This one's actually almost empty. I've kind of been forcing myself to use this. This is the CoverGirl Ready Set Gorgeous foundation. It's oil-free, won't clog pores, suitable for sensitive skin and lasts all day. I just found that this didn't look that good on my skin. It's more of a matte finish. From what I remember, I haven't used this in a really long time and I just prefer a dewy finish. I mean, it was affordable, so it's not that big of a deal. It's also too dark for me and this is the palest shade that they have. And I find that a lot of CoverGirl foundations tend to oxidize as well. So yeah, wasn't that big a fan of this. Honestly, I'll probably throw this in the bin after this video because I've had this for a really long time now. There's another foundation that I've actually already gotten rid of, but it's the Too Faced Born This Way foundation. I know so many people absolutely love that foundation, but personally it did not work for me at all. I think I do have a review, like a first impressions wear test. If I do, I'm pretty sure I did one. I will link it down below as well. I've since read that that foundation is not good if you live in humid climates, which I live in a very hot, humid climate. So maybe it might do better in like cooler weather, but it just, within a couple hours went oily and broke down on me. It's meant to be an oil-free foundation. I have normal skin, so yeah, it could have been the humidity or the weather that made it go oily and break down, but it just did not agree with my skin at all. Did not work at all. Do not like that whatsoever. I've got two concealers. One, I could have mentioned this on my channel before, I'm not sure. It's the It Cosmetics by Under Eye, and this is in the shade Light, which is really, really fair, which is good. What I don't like about this is that it's very thick and creamy. It is very high coverage, which is good, but I find that because it's so creamy and thick that no matter how much powder I put under my eye to set it, it just doesn't set properly, and then throughout the day my mascara transfers onto it and I look like a panda by the end of the day pretty much. It creases really badly because, like I said, it doesn't really set down because it's so creamy, so it creases really badly onto my eyes and yeah, my mascara transfers and it just doesn't look very good at the end of the day. And I feel like because it's so thick I can feel it on my under eyes as well, and yeah, I'm just not a fan of this at all. I know a lot of people really love this because it does have good coverage, but not me. Another concealer I have is the Bare Minerals, what is this? Bare Minerals Bare Skin Complete Coverage Serum Concealer. I was super excited to try this because I've heard a lot of people rave about it. And the main reason I'm disappointed in this is the shade. So this is the shade Fair, and as you can see it is darker than my actual skin tone. I pretty much can't wear this at all, even as like a spot concealer, because it's just too dark for me. Sometimes I will wear it like all over my face as a foundation, like blend it down my neck just to try and use it up. But yeah, I was very disappointed at the shade range. This is the Bare Minerals Concealer in Fair, and this is the It Cosmetics Concealer in Light. So as you can see, there's a massive difference, and this one is just way too dark for my complexion, and it just doesn't work for me just because of the colour. So I have two highlighters that I was a bit disappointed in. One is very high-end. It's this Dior, honestly, what is this even called? Dior Nude Air Luminizer in the shade number 2. So this one, I heard a lot about. I mean, that packaging is absolutely gorgeous. I love it. It came in like a velvet case with a little brush. I love the print, it looks gorgeous. One of my issues is, just a side note, that I live, not remotely, but I live not in a big city and I'm not close to any very large like capital cities, and there's nowhere to purchase makeup like anywhere where I live. Even, we only have a Maya and it's very outdated. It only has like Clinique, Estee Lauder, Revlon, that's like, you know, like those kind of brands. It doesn't have any new stuff, like no Benefit. It only just got a MAC recently. Like MAC only just came to my city about a year ago. So pretty much I have to buy all of my makeup online, like all my high-end makeup. We do have a price line so I can buy my drugstore makeup here, but most high-end makeup I buy all of it online. So I can only go off swatches and pictures, and I do a lot of research before I purchase things, especially higher end items. But sometimes they just don't look how I think they're gonna be. So that was the case with this, with both these highlighters actually. So this one I thought would be a really nice like pinky champagne highlighter. Now it looks really, really nice in the pan. It definitely does. The problem I've had with this, I've only used it a few times. I'm not sure if you can see it. It's almost like a color changing highlight. I don't know if you can see that very well. It sort of has like a pink purpley shift to it, and I wasn't expecting that. I wasn't really expecting that at all, and I'm not really into the color shifting kind of highlights, and this one is just like way too pink for my liking. I do have, where is it? So I'll show you a little bit of a difference. So I do have the Jouer highlighter in the shade Rose Quartz, and this is a really nice pink highlighter that I like to use. So this one is still pink, but it's more like a champagne pink. This one is more of like a proper color shifting pink purpley color. This one's like pink, but it still looks champagne, if that makes sense. So this is the kind of pink highlighter I would actually wear, like if I was going to wear a pink one, which is not very often. I'm more into my like light white gold champagne colors. But this one just, yeah, the color disappointed me. It wasn't what I thought it was going to be, and this is expensive, so I haven't been able to part with it, but I probably will after this video because it just, I don't use it. I've only worn it like once or twice, and to be honest, when I wear this I tend to layer the Jouer one on top to make it more wearable because I just don't like this on its own. The other highlight is kind of the same issue, so it's the ColourPop a pressed highlight from their Christmas collection. This is in the shade Touche, I'm pretty sure, and all the pictures looked absolutely gorgeous. It looks like such a pretty light champagne colour that'd be perfect for fair skin. And then I got it in the mail and I swatched it, and it's pretty much the same issue as the other one, so I'll put it here. That is it there. Honestly, I'm not sure how well you can see that on camera, but this has like a really, really dark pink, almost reddish shift to it, and like a gold base. It's like golden pink, and it just is not for my skin at all. And like I said, I don't really like the colour shifting highlights, so not a fan of that one. It feels really nice, like the formula feels really nice, but the colour is just not what I thought it was going to be at all. So I wish I didn't buy this, but I will pass it along to someone that will get more use out of it than I will. I have one blush, and this is the NYX Baked Blush. The shade, what shade is this? Wanderlust. I was kind of hoping they would be like the Milani baked blushes, so I picked one up. My issue with this is that it is not pigmented at all, pretty much. I feel like I have to put on like 5 layers of this for it to even show up on my cheeks, and I'm not really a heavy blush person. I kind of like my blush to be a bit of a light, like I go light-handed with my blush. But this one, like I just have to layer it and layer it and layer it until to get like just a little bit of colour on my cheeks. I mean, it looks alright when you swatch it, it kind of comes up, but then I'm running out of room. I'll do it here. But then when you put it on your skin, there's nothing really there. Like, it's just there. You can kind of see it, but I feel like on the cheeks it just doesn't show up at all, so I was disappointed with that. I've tried it a few times and it's the same every time. It just doesn't really show up on my skin. So yeah, disappointed with that one. Moving on to lashes, I have two different mascaras that I was disappointed with. One is the Tartus mascara, I guess that's what it's called. I've only got a little mini one. I tried this out a few times. I got this in a little set, and the reason I was disappointed with this, I did like how it makes my lashes look, which is rare because I'm very picky with mascara, but this smudged really badly on me. Like, anytime I looked in a mirror when I was wearing this, like if I walked past a window or something, I had black smudges like all up near my eyebrows, and yeah, not a fan of that. It was like, even if I was wearing eyeshadow, it was still smudged. I don't really have oily lids or anything like that, so not sure why, but that's just an issue I've had with this, and I've only worn it a few times and I probably won't wear it again. The other disappointing mascara I have, which is probably a shock because so many people absolutely love this mascara, this is the Maybelline Lash Sensational Mascara. For me, this is just way too wet of a formula, and when I put it on my lashes I feel like it just clumps them all together because it's so wet. I prefer drier formula mascaras because I feel like they don't like clump my lashes together. This one, yeah, just too wet for me, and it makes my lashes look clumpy, and it transfers real easily because it's so wet. Like when I'm putting it on my lid, it gets all over my eye when I'm putting it on my lid. I find that when I'm putting it on my lashes, because it's so wet, it just gets all over my eyelid and just makes a big mess. And I've had this for a while. It's dried out a little bit and it's a little bit better, but it's just not my favourite. Now I have an eyeshadow palette. This is the Colourpop Golden State of Mind palette. I have, I think, 4 other eye palettes from Colourpop and I love them all, but this one just really disappointed me. This is an all shimmer palette. I actually got this for free with an order. They were giving them away if you spent $50 US on the website, which I did. So I got this one for free. I probably wouldn't have bought it myself. So it's not that big of a deal. I used this one shade here in the middle and it looked like absolutely nothing on my eye. So they look so nice in the pans. They're so like glittery and metallic and so pretty, but when you swatch them it's just like nothing, and they're kind of crumbly and dry, and yeah, just wasn't a fan of this. We'll probably just give it away to someone. I mean, I didn't lose out anything because I didn't actually pay for this, but yeah, just a word of warning. If you think this looks amazing, like could be a good like shimmery eyeshadow palette, just I wouldn't spend my money on this. And then last but not least, I have 2 lip products. One I only tried recently in a try-on video that I don't think is up yet. I think this will go up and then that will go up afterwards. In the video I did like it. I liked how it applied initially. I should probably say what it is. It's the Tartist Lip Paint. This is just a mini one that I got in a set. It's in the shade Exposed. Other shades might be different, but this is the only shade that I've tried. I did like how it initially went on. It was very pigmented, it dried down really quick. And I did wear it all day, and after wearing it all day, coming home, I noticed that I had, you know, that weird line that you get on the inside of your lips when you wear nude lipsticks sometimes, like that white, like weird line. It had that, and none of my other nude lipsticks, liquid lipsticks, nothing do that on me, and it just really turned me off. This, again, it might just be this colour, it's the only one I've tried, but wasn't really a fan. That did disappoint me. It wasn't super dry, but it was dry, so yeah, not my favourite formula, and I probably won't really reach for this again. And the last product I have is the Colourpop Ultra Matte Liquid Lipsticks. I know these are so popular and so many people love them. They can be hit or miss. There's one colour that I do like, which is the shade Creeper. It's like a bright red. but all the other ones I've tried are just so dry, like unbelievably dry. I've even had ones, like certain colours, that have just crumbled off my lips because they're so dry. Some are worse than others. I think the really dark and bright colours are a bit more drying, but in general I'm just not a fan of these. I much prefer the Ultra Satins. They're one of my favourite lip formulas, like, of all time. Their lippy sticks are really good as well. Generally Colourpop lip products are really good, but the Ultra Mattes are just not for me. They're just too dry. So I'm actually wearing the Ultra Satin right now in the shade Lost, which is one of my all-time favourite lipsticks. I absolutely love this red, it's gorgeous. So yeah, don't like the Ultra Mattes, love the Ultra Satins. That is all of my disappointing products. If you really like these products, let me know maybe in a comment below what you like about them, and maybe I can give them a second go. But thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe before you leave to see more videos from me, and I will see you in my next one. Bye.